All right, thank you, Angeline. A swim instructor in Ottawa County is frustrated tonight after building a pool in her backyard this winter for her business, only to be told very recently that she couldn't use it.
Yeah, Fox 17's Marisa Oberle explains how this dispute could lead to a new ordinance in Georgetown Township.
Rebecca Melito teaches infants and toddlers how to self-rescue in the water. She decided to build an indoor pool so she could teach the life-saving skill year-round. She says while she never got it in writing, the township knew that her pool was going to be used for her business, explaining that she would not have built it otherwise. Rebecca Melito says it's hard to miss the newest part of her Georgetown Township home.
It's a big building, so it's not like hiding what's happening back here.
Last October, she began adding nearly 2,000 square feet onto it, building a 20 by 40 foot pool inside the addition. She says the project cost around $120,000, but as an infant swimming resource instructor, Melito saw it as a business opportunity since it allowed her to work year-round and not rely on host pools.
It is so important for our children to know the importance of water safety and what to do if we find ourselves there unexpectedly.
When construction wrapped up in March, Melito began teaching lessons. But just 2 months later in May, the township got involved after complaints from neighbors, forcing her to stop teaching.
A code officer showed up at my home and said that I couldn't use it for this purpose, that there was a list of complaints, and it's considered commercial. It's way bigger than a home occupation.
Melito says the township's decision surprised her, explaining when she applied for construction permits, she discussed her intentions multiple times with the then zoning administrator, Ted Woodcock.
If it was a no, if I can't teach from home, then I wouldn't put an indoor pool in on my property, obviously, because I don't need that.
When contacted by Fox 17 to confirm this, Woodcock said he remembered Melito, but then declined to comment. The township's new zoning administrator, Minette Miner, also refused interview requests, but acknowledged she sent these letters to Melito. The first one sent says the commercialization of swimming lessons from Melito's pool does not comply with the township's zoning ordinance for a home occupation, explaining it violated traffic, people, parking, and floor area restrictions. The second letter came after Melito sent in a proposal trying to change the decision by adjusting who comes in and how much of the pool is used, but the township declined, reiterating its original reasons. It also added while the township issued a building permit to Melito, there is no evidence of any conversation or approvals for the commercial use of swimming classes in the proposal.
I didn't know that I needed to have it in writing, so that was why I didn't get it in writing. Because I felt like when I went in and said I teach infants and toddlers to self-rescue and would like to put a pool in my backyard, that if it weren't allowed at that time, he would say, you can't do that.
Melito plans to appeal to the zoning board, but says a reversal is unlikely, which is why she is now working on a letter asking the township's planning commission to consider changing the ordinance so swimming is allowed for commercial use. Earlier this summer, Granville altered their ordinance after a similar issue involving a popular swim teacher there.
It's a very frustrating process to not be able to use it what it was intended for.
Melito says while the ordinance change would help her case, its impact would help the community.
It's the leading cause of death in children ages 1 to 4, and the second leading cause of death in children ages 5 to 14. But it's preventable for our township to give swim instructors an opportunity to use their backyard pool, to teach a child how to swim or how to float swim. It's an invaluable resource to our community given that there is so much water around us.
Now, Melito says that she plans to present that letter asking the Planning Commission to change their ordinance at their upcoming meeting on August 19th. Of course, Fox 17 will keep you updated both on air and online as this story continues to develop. I'm reporting in Grand Rapids, Marisa Oberle, Fox 17 News.